Hey y'all, Caleb here. So in today's video, we're going to be going over how you can manage your secrets or your keys in .NET. So what I've done is I have created just a brand new .NET Core MVC app, right? Razor Pages. And I have updated the app settings development JSON to include this application configuration name. This is similar to what I did in my video on sharing configuration settings. So let's debug this, and you'll see it'll show us this is a secret, right? Just showing it right in the middle. So this is right, a very common or typical way of managing your keys, your secrets, whether that's API keys or access to storage, or your SQL connection strings, right? You keep them in app settings development locally, and then you have versions for staging and production. And while this is very common, it's also really not best practice. Now, don't get me wrong. Every developer I know has stored their keys or their secrets in this manner. I've done it, right? And especially if you're using a private repository, maybe it's not that big of a deal. But if you are working on a public project that has information that you don't want to get into the public space, then using this specific method isn't ideal, right? And so .NET has a number of different ways that you can manage your secrets and keys, both in a development environment and in a staging and production environment. And today we're going to be talking about our development environment. One of those is environment variables. And if we go look at properties, right, your environment variables are basically going to be these, right? And you don't have to put them here. You can have them on your machine, associated with your user or with all users, and have .NET recognize that and pull in the correct information. But it's a little cumbersome, right? So they have another option, or another good option to work in development or work on your local machine, and that is managing user secrets. Now, if we go take a look at their blog, and I'll add this to the show notes or the description, but you'll see they've got a lot of good documentation on storing your app secrets in development. And they've even got an example if you want to download it. And their secret manager is honestly really well thought out. And it gives you a lot of control of what you want to store in the secret manager and what you want to be in your app config. And even if you're not using Visual Studio, you have access to use this through their CLI. Although I do know there's a couple of other IDEs that have added functionality to manage secrets from within the IDE. So we see here, right, that we've got this as a secret. Well, if you want to use their secret manager, you would right-click on the project and go to Manage User Secrets. And when you click on this, what's going to happen is you're going to get this secrets JSON file, which is going to be in the same format as your app settings. It's just going to be empty. And if we hover over this, you'll see that it actually created a specific folder under my user app data roaming Microsoft user secrets with a GUID, right, or a unique key. If we go and edit the project file, you'll see that ID has actually been added to the project file so that this project knows where to go find its secrets and how to reference it. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this and we're going to paste it inside of here. Right, make sure to leave the original curly braces, and we're going to change this to, this is a super secret. You notice I haven't removed this one because .NET is smart in that it will look in your app settings, and then it will look in your development app settings, and then it will look in your secret JSON file, and each one will overwrite the other. And I think we even discussed this in the video on sharing settings, that depending on how you've got it set up, your shared settings can overwrite your app settings if you want it to, based on your environment or based on certain variables, right? So now that you're saying this is super secret because it is pulling from your secret JSON and overriding your development settings. Now you may be wondering, okay, Caleb, well, this is great if it's just me, but what if I'm on a team? And I understand that concern. The nice thing about this is that if you push up this repository, whether it's private or public, and another developer pulls it down, if they go and right-click on Manage Secrets, or right-click on the project name and go to Manage User Secrets, it will create a secrets JSON file under the same unique ID. For them, it will be empty, but it'll create it for them, and then you can just provide them with the appropriate secrets or keys, right? And that way, it's only shared with people who have a need to know, so to speak. Now, this is all handled by .NET if you're using their default host builder. So if we go look down here, if you're using the default builder, it is going to take all this into account and going to look for a user secret, right, when your environment is development. If you're not using the create default builder for some reason, for a need for your development group, or maybe you need more control, you're going to have to explicitly add it. But it's really easy to do, as you can see down here, right? If your hosting environment is development, then you add the user secrets, and then it will read that if that exists. So one other thing I wanted to mention is that right, this is good practice and it's something to get used to doing. It's an extra step, but it really doesn't take a lot of work to get it set up. And once you've got it configured, right, .NET handles the rest. And in my case, this is also works out really well if you are creating GitHub repositories, whether they're demos or templates or things of that nature, and you may be testing or doing some larger, more complex pieces that require keys and secrets for Azure, then you can store all them in the secrets JSON and just have placeholders inside of your app settings. So people still know what they need to do, or they need to go get a key for this Azure storage, or they need to do this for Cosmos DB. So it gives them kind of an outline without actually giving away your secrets and allowing people access to resources that should only be for you and development of your application. So I think that's going to do it for today. Again, this is just the beginning of managing secrets and keys. As I mentioned in my upcoming videos, that I'm going to be doing more on Azure Key Vault and managed identity and things of that nature. So So keep an eye out for those in the coming weeks. Hope y'all have a great day. Bye, y'all.